Hey there, fish fans. Welcome back to another episode of Just Learning Fish. I'm your host, TJ. Well, as you can see, the addiction continues. I was on Facebook Marketplace the other night, not a great place to be, and found this tank for super cheap. And so I thought I'd go ahead and get it and show you guys kind of what it's like to get a used tank and the process of going through and cleaning it, making sure it's good to go. I did get the same, what is it called? Aragalive sand by Carib Sea. Just got a cheapo glass thermometer. Got a preset small 50-watt heater. And I ended up going with a Fluval 30. It says it's good for 10 to 30 gallons. This is only a 15-gallon tank, so that should be plenty. It says it does 150 gallons per hour, which means it'll turn over the water inside this tank 10 times each hour, which is awesome. I also went ahead and got some Shape Rock, the Carib Sea Shape Rock again. This is the same thing that we put in the other tank, the other Fluval. And then I got this to go on top of this so that we can build a little bit of height in here. And in my research, I found that JB Water Weld works well at sticking stuff like that together. And again, for my research, it looks like it is reef safe. So the first thing, I've already done it, but I water tested the tank. I just put it in my bathtub and let it sit there for a couple of days just to make sure that there weren't any leaks and it wasn't going to blow up on me or anything. So we've done that, and the next thing we will do is clean it, and I'm going to use vinegar. So I will show you that in the next part of the video. And welcome to the JLF kitchen. I'm going to be cleaning the tank in here just so I have easy access to the sink. Like I said before, I'm going to be using vinegar to disinfect and clean it. It helps with some of the calcium buildup and whatnot that was in the tank before. Tank is super clean, but there is just a little bit here and there that I want to get cleaned up. So I went to the dollar store and got some distilled white vinegar, a cheap spray bottle, and brand new sponges so that they don't have any cleaning anything on them from before, so that it doesn't get in the tank. I'm going to move the camera now so you can get a little bit better look of as I'm doing this. All right, I've got the hood in the sink. I did grab some Q-tips as well, just for some of these smaller little areas in there. The spray bottle should make this a lot easier. So I'm just going to go ahead and douse everything. Take our nice new sponge. Now you will get the vinegar smell with this, but it'll go away eventually. It's pretty good for the top. Get our Q-tips in here. Get the light switch. Just while I'm doing this, a couple of things that I looked for when I was getting this tank is, of course, no cracks. And I checked the silicone when I got there, and it was still pretty soft and supple and looked pretty well. You can ask if they'll fill it with water sometimes. I mean, sometimes people do it for you. I trusted the guy that I got it from. So I didn't, and it was super cheap. So I took the risk that it held water. And yeah. So again, I said that I water tested it for a couple of days once I got it home, just so that I know it's not going to blow up on me or anything like that. Let me go ahead and get this light compartment off. Pop the light plate off, and I am going to upgrade the light on this. I found some Fluval smaller nano reef lights that it's just one that I'm going to get for here. It's a little bit too big, so I'm just going to take a Dremel and just cut this part off, because then it'll fit right in here, and then I'll attach it so that it's programmable and it has the full spectrum. So that's what I'll be doing with the light eventually. But for now, we might as well just clean everything as is. All right, that's probably good. Actually, I'm going to wipe this out with some paper towel so I can put that cover back on for when I rinse it. Inside I'll wipe down. And then get that back on there so that I can just spray it down with my water. I'm going to try and keep it out of that light compartment. Which I just got some in there. Looks pretty good. I'll set this aside and I will get the main tank in the sink and we will go from there. Now for the main tank, I'm just going to pour a little bit of the vinegar in. I can use my sponge on it. Now, if the tank you're working with is too big, just go ahead and do the same stuff in your bathtub or backyard or wherever you've got room for it. I ended up getting this tank because I've always had the rectangular tanks and I kind of wanted a tall one just for something a little bit different. Now this didn't have a whole lot of calcium buildup on it. If the one that you're working with does, I've watched a few videos and some people just put some standard table salt and in a bucket and mixed it with the vinegar because then you just have a mild abrasive that won't scratch everything. Because the last thing you want to do is buy a tank and then scratch everything all up. So I have not tried that, but you are more than willing to. Whew, vinegary. And you can use bleach as well. I just feel like this is a little bit safer alternative so that I didn't get bleach in the silicone and then have it leach into the tank. But if you feel comfortable using bleach, use bleach. All right, that seems pretty good. Let's add a little bit of water. Set it over here. I don't want to spray the outside and just spray all over the place, so I will just wet a paper towel. Go ahead and wipe down the outside. Also, if you have stubborn calcium deposits in the tank, you can just use a razor blade. That works the best to do that. You can spray it down with the vinegar first, and that'll help break it up, and then you can just finish it off with the really cut into it with a razor blade. Now I got this tank for $40. But then, yeah, then you got to get filters and stuff. So if you're looking for a tank, you can always try and find one that already has all the filters and lighting and whatnot with it. But I really liked this tank, and it was, like I said, a different shape than I'm used to. So I thought I'd give it a try. Can't really reach inside. Squeaky clean. I do have a product that I'll be showing you in a different video of how to clean glass on your tank without using any cleaners and without leaving any streaks. All right. Squeaky. Still some streaks on here and there. A little bit of the glue. It had one of those stick on the side thermometers, which don't really work very well, so I took that off. But yeah, there we have it. And then, like I said, I'll show you in another video how to basically polish your glass. But yeah, nice and clean, super cheap. The next part, we will be using the JB Weld water weld to stick the aquascaping rocks together. And then we will go ahead and set up the tank from there. All right, let's give this a shot. I've never used this stuff before. It comes in 2 parts, and then you just cut off however much you need and mix it together. It says to wear gloves. I'm not going to. It is what it is. I made a few marks. You guys are going to be seeing it from the back side. I just want to have it facing me while I'm putting all the putty on. And I think I have quite a few places for it to mend together. So not sure how much of this to use. And it does dry off-white. So I'm going to try and hide it as much as possible, but if we see a little bit, it'll get covered by algae and whatnot later. Mix it together nice and good. Here. Mix it up nice and good. There. This last area, I don't even know if it's going to touch, but so we'll use a little bit more. Sure is tacky. Now it says it sets up in setup time of 15 to 25 minutes and sets hard in 1 hour. So I will put this together and I'll probably let it sit overnight. It's 8:30 and I got to do some water testing and take the dogs out. Press it in there nice and good. Again, some of it's going to show, but it'll go away eventually. Oh, the part's not even touching. Add a little bit more there. Yeah, see, there we go. That's why I'm doing this. And this may not even work. Oh, Gizzer's playing with his squeaker. Stay. This stuff was super cheap. It was like $4 or $5 for the whole thing. And I've only used half of it. Oh, my fingers aren't all white all day tomorrow. Add some more here on the back side. Mend it a little bit. You see one more spot that I can put some in. It also says, what is it? Strength is 4,370 pounds per square inch. So if we do get a good bond, it should be more than strong enough. And again, I'm not too concerned about the off-white color. It'll go away eventually. It'll get covered up by hopefully some coralline algae, or we can put some corals around that area. Again, I'm no expert. I'm just trying this stuff so that you guys don't have to. See if it works. tacky. I've heard of a lot of other people using super glue. You just got to make sure that you have the right kind of super glue so that it's reef safe. Some companies do actually make adhesives, like reef safe adhesives too, but this stuff is pretty heavy duty, these rocks, and I want it to stay together. Sorry, I'm moving it slow. I don't really want to start over at this point. All right. I think that's probably good. Now I'll just let it sit and cure. Hopefully it gets a good bond between everything. And hopefully that sticks together. Well, it's been curing for quite a few days now. Just hung out this weekend. Didn't do any setup or anything, but I am very pleased. As you can see, super strong. Does have the off-white, which will show for a little bit, but that'll all get covered up by algae or corals at some point, so I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, I'm getting ready. I just went to the fish store to get some premix water, so I'm getting ready to set up the tank. And here it is all set up. Got the small heater there in the back. I think the rock turned out pretty good. Went with a little bit deeper sand bed on this one. Using the Fluval 30, and everything seems to be going okay. We are working on the nitrogen cycle right now. Again, I'm going to change the light at some point. As you can see, It's a little bit different. So there's what a standard tube light looks like, and then there's what an LED looks like. So I will be changing over to the LED here pretty soon. So yeah, that's what it looks like, and I will keep you posted to when we get done with the nitrogen cycle and get some fish for it. Thanks for watching.